Palmer with me. Guys, it's time to get it going. Kentucky ready to go toe meets leather and start this game. And he's going to run it back. Rolling the dice to bring it out of the end zone did not work out as he stopped at the 13. They challenge this crowd to bring the energy, and I'd say they're doing that. The give to the tailback. Shakes off the tackler. He is knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple.
Listen, I know there are a lot of DBs out there that all they want to do is get interceptions and dance in the end zone. This dude likes to put his face in the fan, get close to the line of scrimmage, and tackle. And on the opening drive, if he's out there, he gets a huge tackle for loss early. That is a statement play.
Little touch pass to the receiver. All kinds of running room. And he picks up a huge chunk of yards on that play before he's finally hauled down.
This defense really needs to be careful, and they have to play with great eye discipline, understanding where the football is at all times. Moving forward, they have got to know if this guy has the ball because he is dangerous in space.
Hit hard just as he released it on first down and just couldn't get it to the receiver. Sometimes people say, if you're good enough, what's the big deal about going on the road? Well, if you're not careful, you might find out in a spot like this one, guys.
Yeah, no doubt about it. This is a hostile environment, and you know you're going to be getting the opponent's A game for this one. They've circled this one all offseason, so they better be ready to bring it today, Dave.
And the hardest thing to do in college football is to go on the road. Everything about it changes, and you want to shut this crowd up early. You don't want to give them belief, because if it starts to build throughout the game, look out.
This crowd going to try to make life miserable for these guys. And I don't think he got there. No, they stopped him short. He does not pick up the first down. The defense going to stop the clock with a timeout. They want to make sure they have everybody on the same page. This offense wants to get out of the gate fast on their first drive of the game, plus territory. They'll go for it on fourth down. And he's brought down after a nice gain. There was never a doubt about going for it there. If you don't go for it, you send the message to your team you don't believe in it.
Yeah, I mean, that close, literally you're talking about falling forward. I can't fall forward and get inches. Man, I'm taking my chances with that.
With jet sweep pass. And how about the efficiency on that one? It'll bring up 2nd and 4.
Man, the defense, you hold your breath. When this receiver has the football out in space, you have got to make sure you're playing with outstanding pursuit. Nice job there, but as this game goes on, they've got to keep an eye on this guy and make sure they know where he is at all times.
And maybe they want to try somewhere else because there is nothing doing in the middle of this defense.
It's hard to run on a defense that comes off the ball like that and runs to the football like that. Good luck. No holes in it.
Wants to throw. It's Rashada. And he got smacked just as he released the pass. It's incomplete.
Yeah, and 3rd and short, they choose not to run, throw the football, and I think a lot of that has to do with they know they're in field goal range. They can take the 3 points on the board.
This is a makeable field goal distance, but this offense is thinking touchdowns. They'll go for it on 4th. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. He finds his man, and he's tripped up, but not before picking up the first down. Georgia going up tempo. They'll throw it from the red zone. Fakes the grab down the middle. They'll get it down to the 8-yard line on that throw and catch, and the defense is backed up against the wall. He wants to throw it again. Pressure coming. They get him on the ground at the defense is taking some punches. Boy, they'd love to pick up this conversion and go to work with a first and goal. Quarterback keeps it. And he sprints to the end zone. Touchdown, Georgia!
And how about the job by this offense? This is not a scrub defense. This is a top 10 defense in college football. You got to take points whenever you can get them. Nice job putting a drive together, putting 6 on the board. No matter how it looks, you just got to keep fighting with this squad.
The defense calls the timeout. They're second of the day as they try to get their act together. Lining up to cover the kick after that touchdown drive.
Number 19, set to kick this one over.
From a couple of yards deep, he'll bring it out. That gamble did not pay off as they bring him down at the 12-yard line. Looking for a productive play on first down. Motion by the back forces the defense to adjust. And he was drilled just as he released the pass. It's incomplete.
Doesn't take this defense a lot of time to get to the quarterback, man. They've got speed all over the place. They hit him so quickly, and because of that, the ball falls incomplete.
A lot of times defenses blitz to stop the run. This very play right here blitz the linebacker, but man, the offense did a great job. Everybody understood what they saw. Running back understood. Pick up a nice positive gain when they were trying to get a blitz and maybe create a tackle for a loss.
So 3rd and short from inside the 20. You convert here, and this drive takes on a different complexion. They'll try to bully their way for the first. And the Wildcats are stopped, but not before getting it past the sticks.
Well, we knew coming into this game that field position was going to be massive. They had their backs against the wall in their own opening drive, but a really nice job there on the run, 3rd down, getting some breathing room, moving the sticks.
Kentucky back at it with a fresh set of downs. Trying to beat him to the corner on the right. Nowhere to run on that one. He loses 4 on the carry.
Well, they're trying to go toss to the field and get that running back out into space to use his speed, but the defense looked like they were already lined up expecting that play, and they force a negative one.
Couldn't get him blocked on that last one. Now it's 2nd and 14. He's looking to throw. Makes the pass. Just missed his man. Gave him just a little too much. Not exactly the ideal situation for this offense. 3rd and long, backed up inside their 20. Looking downfield, and he needs a bunch. Oh, they really could have used that catch there. Physical pass defense. It brings up a 4th down.
As a quarterback, this is going to be a very tough game. You're going up against one of the top 20 units in the entire country. They know who your primary target is. They're going to be keying on him just like they did that last time, forcing the incompletion.
And Georgia ready to go back to work on offense. David, they'd love to do what they did last time and put this one in the end zone.
You ain't lying. They did a great job. The offense was clicking. Everything went well. Palmer, they
unleashes one deep. And they took a shot on that one but couldn't make the connection. It's incomplete.
Well, I like this quarterback being aggressive and taking a shot. It was the better play there by the defense.
Now on 2nd down. Wide out in motion. Quick touch pass to the receiver. Puts one in the spin cycle. Got a lot of running room. The 10. Touchdown Bulldogs. And they'll put that scoreboard operator to work and put 6 on the board.
Quarterback's abilities to read the field is huge, and also the anticipation, the timing. To be able to throw the football, Jesse, and hit a guy in stride so he can get run after the catch and get in the end zone, that was a nice job by the quarterback.
Yeah, it's critical, David. Listen, a lot of times touchdown passes aren't thrown into the end zone. You've got to read the coverage, hit the open guy, and let him do the rest.
And he's coming out of the end zone. Not nearly as much as he'd hoped when he brought it out of the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 15. Kentucky has it back, and the Big Blue offense takes the field. That last drive won't go on the highlight reel after ending in a punt. They'd like to be more productive this time, David.
And I think this offense has to be a little bit more balanced. Find a little balance between the run, Jesse, and working in that pass.
And I think, too, David, it's just going to take a spark. It just takes one play to get this thing picked up and going.
From the gun, the ground game. That's a nice pickup to give them some breathing room, and they've got it out to the 27.
Well, if at first you don't succeed, try again, right? It's been really hard for this offense in this game to run the football, but they finally break off a big run there. That could be the play they need to win.
Goes upstairs. He will step out of bounds, but not before the big pickup and a first down for this offense.
And this offense is just so dynamic because they've got playmakers at all the skill positions, right? We just saw a big play in the running game. Now we see one in the passing game. There's not one dude that you can key on here if you're on defense to try and slow them down.
It'll be a first down from the 49-yard line. He's looking to throw it. Fires to the middle. Ball in the air. Intercepted. Just a small return, but a big play as they have it now at the 45.
QBs have to understand, when I'm throwing against zones, I got to manipulate guys with my eyes. I might have to look one direction to create an opening to throw that ball or zip that ball in. I got to use touch. It's really hard when all eyes are on me, and you could tell the quarterback was not ready and did not make a good throw.
Not much working there. It'll be 2nd and 9.
I like feeding my guy. I like getting my running back touches, feeding the ball so he can break some of those big runs. But I'm also okay with these little ones. Set the tone, stay balanced.
Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. They'll go to the ground. A strong tackle and wrap up from the junior. Here comes this home crowd as the defense tries to get off the field on 3rd down. On the run, it's Frazier. Running with power. Got room at the 35. They make the stop, but not before he wraps up this first period with a huge gain.
That's the end of the first quarter. With the score, Georgia 14, Kentucky 0.
First down to start the drive after the break. Just when they're looking run, now up top. Quick strike complete.
Nice completion here to this wide receiver. And you're going to see this receiver line up in different spots all over the field all game long. Defense has got to keep their eye on where this guy is because they know he's a big part of this offense's success.
A little bit more to go after that last completion. They'll try to pick it up on second down. The Bulldogs get enough for the first down.
I love when players understand situations and they understand where the first down marker is and they understand where I got to get to. A lot of people you'll see run north-south and try to bounce out wide and make big plays. Sometimes it's not about making big plays. Sometimes it's about getting that first down to make sure I get an extra set of downs instead of trying to make those big touchdown runs.
He's run out of bounds, but a big play on that one, and it'll be a first down.
Well, right away after picking up a first down, they go right back to their playmaker at running back. And I love the push they got up front, getting a hat on a hat, opening a huge hole for the back.
And you become so hard to defend when you can run the football successfully on first down. You're starting like that. Now what opens up? Play action. Now you're making me play pass and run. This offense, if they can create that run physicality, now it opens up everything else.
Looking for just one more yard. It's second and goal. Running play to the left here, looking for the end zone. Nowhere to run on that one. He loses 4 on the carry.
Well, you know if you're this offense, you're dialing up this running back, man. He has been a scoring machine all season long. He just finds his way into the end zone, and this is a golden opportunity to put 6 up on the board with that guy in your backfield.
You can't hear yourself think on third and goal. On the option. Moving toward the end zone, and the ball is free. And they are fortunate to avoid the turnover as the fumble goes out of bounds.
4th down here, it's still early in the game. I'm not chasing points. Take the field goal, pay this drive off.
And they have analytical cards nowadays that says the exact situation, what the score is, do you go for it or not? Look at the card, make the decision.
Fourth and goal from the 4, and look at this. The offense still on the field. They'll go for it. He's looking to throw. Fires into the end zone. And he's got it. Touchdown, Dogs! The mantra is always finish, and they're trying to do that here in the regular season with this Week 12 performance. Lining up for the PAT. Field shrinks, tight end grows. Big targets, big results.
I've never heard it put that way, but you're dang right. That guy is so big. A lot of times you get a DB matched up on him. He can just post him up. A linebacker, he can run by him. So that's why these tight ends are so dangerous down here in this red zone.
And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. Kentucky sends the offense back out onto the field. They just haven't been able to get anything going, and they better get started or it's going to get away from them, David.
Yeah, and these are the weeks that you really wish that you were playing a video game and you could just reset the console, start over, Jesse, and make something better happen early.
They just look like they're sleepwalking in this first half, and it's not just one guy. They just haven't been playing collectively as a unit. And if I'm the head coach, I'm considering starting to give some other dudes some chances here.
He's looking for an open man on second down. The sure hands, it's Wilcox. They make the stop after the catch and still some work to do to pick up that first down.
Yeah, and you see running backs in today's football, they play wide receiver basically for you, but you got to find a guy that you can throw it to and you know he's going to catch the ball consistently.
They'll go to the air on third and short. The sure hands, it's Wilcox. They'll get the first down. It's spotted on the 49.
Well, look, that wasn't a touchdown. That was a massive play for this offense. They needed some momentum. They needed to find a rhythm, and what better way than converting on third down. Awesome job by the quarterback getting through his progression.
They're trying to slow that rush down with the draw.
Yeah, and the running back didn't get much here, but, you know, you clearly want to always establish the tempo, run the football, be consistent, make that defense physically meet the challenge.
Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. They're going to run it to the right. Makes that one pay off, and they finally get him down at the 38. It'll be first down.
Wow, the running back there showing you his skill set as he's able to rip off that one for a first down.
They're going to ride this running back, trying to impose their will on the ground as he stopped after a 5-yard pickup to the 33.
I like this guy as a running back because he can run between the tackles and he can also go outside. He can really do it all.
Halfway there on first down, it's 2nd and 5. The give to the back. He works his way down to the 30-yard line before he stopped, a gain of 3. They've worked it down to the 30. This defense standing tall, trying to force a field goal try. To the ground to try to move the chains. They were all over him, nowhere to go as that third down play turned into a disaster.
I think these draw plays are a little bit more predictable when it's third and more manageable as opposed to third and long. You could tell defense did a great job understanding the situation, rushing the quarterback, but knowing that run could be an option, and they shut it down.
Needing to move the chains, here comes Kentucky on 4th. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. He tosses one high and deep down the left side. And it's picked off at the goal line.
You always try as a player to say the weather means nothing. Cold is a mentality. It hurts, okay? The ball feels like a rock. It gets super hard. It's really hard for quarterbacks to grip that thing and make accurate throws. And how about that? The defense comes out, makes a big play, creates the turnover.
Coming out on first down with the play fake. And they got him in the end zone for a safety.
You could tell the defense smelled it. They knew exactly where they were on the field, put the pressure on him, got him down in the end zone. Safety, baby.
He'll call for the fair catch here. Kentucky has it back, and the big blue offense takes the field. These guys have taken some body blows in the first half, but now a chance to do something to feel a little better going into halftime. And they got him for the sack.
This quarterback has to know he's got to get rid of the football quickly. This defense has already shown on film that they'll rush this outside linebacker off the edge and make the count 5 on their pass rush, but with his speed and his flexibility, he's too much for a lot of these offensive linemen to handle.
He had all kinds of company as soon as he got it. He had to fight his way back just to get to the line of scrimmage.
Got to give the defense credit. Watching film, anticipating. They knew that this offense had this play in their back pocket. They knew about the speed of this wide receiver and different ways they were going to try to get him involved. Everybody on defense on the same page, playing together. I love it.
This is a 3rd and long. Looking to throw, and he needs a bunch. Fires one high and deep. And it goes through his hands. Oh, he had an explosive play right there for the taking, but couldn't reel it in. Kentucky will be forced to punt. Doesn't say much for your drive when you're looking forward to the punt. Running it back, it's White. He's brought down, but there's also a penalty marker down. Let's see what this is about. The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. First down here for the offense. They'll give it to the back. Nothing but green ahead. Touchdown, Georgia! And once he found daylight, it was Katie bar the door, baby.
Number 24.
I love the execution on that play. Great blocking up front just to get the ball carrier an opportunity in the second level of the defense. And then at that point, it was make a guy miss and use the speed. That was a perfectly executed play.
28. Kentucky 2.
So much for the touchback. Here he comes. It's great to think you're going to score every time you return it, but man, what a bad decision. He's down at the 6. Kentucky sends the offense back out onto the field. Now you find out just how much of a gunslinger you are. Will you roll the dice here late in the half, David?
And you know the defense is going to be really, really conservative, so I think it's an opportunity to be able to take a shot, see how much of a chunk you can get before then you decide really, Jesse, how you want to finish the half.
Just can't turn it over and throw a pick if you're the quarterback here. You have got to be so smart. You're going to be aggressive with your decision making.
And I don't care if I get it by 2, by 20, by 30, by 40. I just want to get the first down, understanding the situation, understanding where the sticks are. Doesn't have to be sexy, but I got to make sure I get to that stick, get to the first down mark.
He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple. That's going to wrap up the first half here. And now we join Kevin with the halftime update.
Georgia 28. Kentucky 2.
Ready to get things going here in the second half as Georgia about to kick it away. The kickoff bounces through the end zone. They'll bring it out to the 25. Kentucky has it back, and the Big Blue offense takes the field. Huge deficit to start this third quarter. They just need to find something to... And the pressure gets there. And down he goes at the 18.
And those outside linebackers nowadays, they're so fast. They got to cover ground. You can blitz them off the edge, and they can get after quarterbacks. Versatile. That's why they're getting drafted so high in the NFL and getting paid all that money.
Now the quarterback changing the original play call. Feeling some heat. And he throws another interception, his third of the night. And he's wrapped up after a solid return on the pick.
In situations like this, it's nighttime, it's so cold, it's so hard to complete these types of passes. And for these wideouts, it's going to be tough just catching the football because that thing, I guarantee you, feels like a rock.
So we'll see the offense on the field to start this drive. On the ground, it's Frazier. He's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 3.
You just got to wonder how frustrated this guy is, especially after the success he had their last game out, but just nothing going in this one. He has not been able to get himself into a rhythm. There's been way too much penetration up front defensively. They've been able to stop him in his tracks.
They'll run play action. He'll take a shot. And it's picked off.
The second down pass.
Man, I feel for this quarterback. I've been there before. I mean, you're playing at night. It's super cold. It's going to be hard to execute these passes. That one got away from the QB, and he throws it big.
Kentucky sends the offense back out onto the field. Running back searching for a hole. Not a whole lot of room there. 3 yards maybe. 2nd and 7.
And sticking to the run. I tell you what, a lot of teams that are really good are really stubborn, and they continue to run the football even with little success. So this offense is going to continue to focus on running the football. You can tell.
Right back to it. Runs through a tackle. Finds a crevice and picks up 5 out to the 8.
This defense has got to get better at tackling in the open field or gang tackling, because if you need 3 or 4 guys to bring a guy down, have fun with that.
This is the type of play that can give the offense momentum. 3rd and short from inside the 20. Got it behind the line. It's Cole.
He was not fooled on that one. You know, a lot of times you want to buy space, and you throw this route really when it's off coverage. But you could tell the cornerback was up, ready to come, pounce on that screen, and get the tackle for a loss.
The offense failed to convert on 4th down earlier, but that didn't change their thinking here. Quick release by the QB. They stop him short of the marker, and they'll turn it over on downs.
Man, that takes some serious onions. Backed up inside your own 10, and you're going for it on 4th down. No dice. Offense now set up in easy position to get a score.
Turning to the running game on 1st and goal. He's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 3.
You got to give the defense credit. They knew a big key in this one was slowing this dude down, especially after how well he played the last time out. They have been swarming him. They have been gang tackling him and getting a lot of penetration up front.
Now on the option. Now the toss. Touchdown Bulldogs! And the pummeling has started. The offense flexes its muscle a bit and widens the gap.
Take a little exhale. You know, you did your job. You got points. Now you put your defense in a position where, hey, go out and get another stop. We're in great shape, so the offense definitely taking care of their business.
About to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. He'll bring it out. It's Patterson. Rolling the dice to bring it out of the end zone did not work out as he stopped at the 13. Kentucky has it back, and the Big Blue offense takes the field. Trying to hit the sideline on the right. That play just never had a chance. They knock him down for a loss of 5.
I got to be honest, I am shocked at just how well the defense has played in this game, especially stopping the run. We talked about statistically how they've struggled this season, but they have put the clamps down in this one, and they're just playing with a ton of intensity.
These are the ones in the stands where you get booed if it doesn't work. Why would you run the ball on 2nd and long? You stink, OC. Or you get the big applause and you're like, yes, nice job. Keeping the manageable 3rd down situation. Good call. So tough spot to be in 2nd and long. Nice answer, nice run by the running back.
They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one.
And it's just so hard. You watch this team on tape week after week after week, and there's just not a lot of space. What great backs, not good backs, not a lot of offenses having a lot of success. You got to be creative. You got to find ways to get on the perimeter, and more importantly, you better be ready to throw the football.
Makes the grab on the left. At the 45 on his way. And they finally make the tackle, but this will be a pretty easy conversion for this offense. You always hear run the route deep enough to get the 1st down, but if you don't, you better fight your way there, and he did.
Yeah, nice job. Hey, listen, catch the football.
Nowhere to go with the ball, and down he goes at the 39.
Play-action pass success has a lot to do with selling that fake. You could tell defense was not buying it, got in the backfield, got the big play.
And that's going to fall to the ground incomplete. That was a physical matchup there. 3rd down coming. I'm not positive, but that 1st down marker might be in the next county. On 3rd and long, he's going to have to turn one loose downfield. He makes a catch. Finally run out of bounds, but he has this offense rolling with a 1st down. This dude is just exceptional in every facet. So fluid, such a great route runner, and a big play there.
And money down, 3rd down, find him. I mean, you want to find that matchup because he's going to win, and gets a good release, gets down the field. You see that's your playmaker, that's your guy. Get it to him, get the 1st down.
It'll be 2nd down, and remember, they can pick up a 1st without scoring. Handoff from the gun. Relentless, tough running, gets it down to the 4.
As a quarterback, you've got to know in this area of the field, it's tough to throw, right? The windows, they open and close so quickly when you get down to the red zone. What helps you is running the football, but that's tough today because you're going up against one of the top 25 defenses stopping the run.
Tight quarters deep in the red zone, but they can pick up a 1st down without scoring. 3rd down. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one.
This has got to be disappointing if you're the offense, guys. You were expecting to have a lot of success running the ball, especially against this defense, which has struggled so much this season, but just nothing doing. They have not been good enough in the trenches so far.
On fourth down, flexing that muscle in the run game. Couldn't quite nudge it in. Not sure you could get much closer, but it'll be first and goal. That's the mindset of this entire offense. They're not going to let you off the hook just because it's 4th and 1.
And that running back, he wanted the ball, too. You could see there right after the third down play, looking at his sideline, saying, give me the ball. I want to go get this. I'm going to make a play for my team. And he comes through big time.
He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple.
The defense there has their backs against the wall. That's a great job of really just gearing down, getting some push up front, not giving away anything, and making that play and that tackle.
He's got it. He gets it in. Touchdown, Wildcats. A methodical drive that they finish off by tossing it to the tight end.
And the tight end, I tell you what, this is a position that's evolved so much, right? And you see him move all over the field. It's kind of like, where is Waldo? You got to find this big fella, especially down in the red zone area. This is the guy they're going to target and make the big play, get the touchdown.
Precise, relentless execution on that 13-play scoring drive. That deficit's still pretty big, and they'll try to get it right back and cut into it with an onside kick. Cool as a cucumber as the hands team makes a sure catch. Boy, this is just the type of field position this offense wants. Movement here from the tight end. Past the 25. And they'll finally bring him down after he rips off a huge play. Offense set on first down. Red pass hits complete. Touchdown, Dogs! And the stomping has commenced. And at this point, they're just rubbing their noses in it.
There's nothing positive to be able to take away from this. You got beat down, you move on to the next game, start working on the next opponent, this one's over.
Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And the extra point will tack another one onto this lead. They wasted no time on that drive. 2 plays, touchdown just like that.
42, Kentucky, 10.
They're just about ready to kick it away.
Set to kick this one away.
Going for the return. That gamble did not pay off as they bring him down at the 12-yard line. Kentucky sends the offense back out onto the field. He wants to start this drive with a pass. Bought a little time, lets it go. A little too much on that one, just out of his reach.
And that's just the kind of game it's been for this quarterback in this offense. You got a great game plan all week long. You're watching it throughout practice. You think you're going to have a chance to light up the scoreboard, but they're just not able to hook up. You got to give this defense a ton of credit. They've done a great job in coverage. They've been breaking on passes. They've had their number, and that's why they're leading by as much as they.
For the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Bringing it back at the 30. He's at the 20. Touchdown, Georgia! What a great play by the defense and paying it off with the interception return. They put another score on the board as they try to push this winning streak to 3.
Dude, you didn't think it could get any worse, right? You thought this game's over as it is anyways. Offense still throwing the football, still trying to make plays, and the defense just continues to pour it on, gets the pick, makes its way all the way to the end zone.
Bringing it out. That is a decision he will likely regret. He brings it out of the end zone, and he's knocked down at the 10. Kentucky has it back, and the big blue offense takes the field. Well, the good news is they threw a touchdown pass last time. It was just to the wrong team, Jesse.
Well, that's an unfortunate part of the game for quarterbacks, but guess what? They do happen. So you've got to be able to turn the page here and lead this offense.
Well, I think you know this defense is going to be aggressive. They're going to jump routes. They're going to play aggressive. You got to take advantage of that. Maybe use that this time to your advantage.
Still some work to do after that last completion at second down. Fires to the wideout. Complete downfield. And they'll finally bring him down after he rips off a huge play. Lining up from the 34 on first down. He wants to throw. Oh, he's going to try to get it all here. Pulls it in on the left. Major gaps in that defense, and he got loose, and they finally knock him down at the 41. The Wildcats come to the line with a new set of downs. Getting some heat. And the quarterback is snowed under.
And this defense came to play. They know about the high-profile QB. They rose to the challenge and dominated the competition today. They took care of business, and they made no doubt about who's the better football team.
Unloads to the wideout. And that is his 5th interception. If he comes out to try for 6, he'll be lucky. Just a short return, but that would have been icing on the cake. They've got it first down at the 42. We're ready to get another look at this Bulldog offense. On the run, it's Frazier. And this one will be stopped for no gain.
If you're going to stop the run game, you better be physical up front on the defensive line. They've got some maulers. They've got some dudes with bad intentions. Nice play there.
Wide receiver now comes in motion. Touch pass on the run. Only a couple there, and now staring at 3rd and 8. They line up with some serious work to do if they want to convert this one. To the air, it's Rashada. They're bringing heat. Takes a hit as he fired. He took a hit as he threw it and couldn't deliver the football. It's incomplete and 4th down's coming.
And that is a frustrating possession for this offense. You wanted to run the football, maybe take some time. You did the opposite. Got in a bad situation, threw the football, stopped the clock. Not how you manage a game late in the 4th quarter.
He'll take it on the return. And the coverage team able to make the tackle. Kentucky sends the offense back out onto the field. It's a good thing to be charitable, Jesse, but I think the last couple of drives might be overdoing it a bit.
I agree, and I think at this point, David, the quarterback here, he's got to be a CEO, and he's got to really get his guys settled down. A couple turnovers in a row now. They've got to find a rhythm.
A CEO, a.k.a. don't screw it up, young man. That's what it sounds like on the sidelines with the coaches. We got to stop turning the football over.
And that defense gets to him, and down he goes at the 9.
The one thing I love about this defense, and they're showing it here in this game, is there's a variety of ways they can get after your quarterback. They can get home with 4, they can get home with 3, or they can blitz guys from all over the field, but they've got athletes with bad intentions, and they've registered a ton of sacks in this one.
He's got it, and he's not going to make it. The defense denying him the first down.
And those long shots, man, I tell you what, it takes a little bit longer to develop. So as a quarterback, you know you got to buy a little bit of time. Mad respect, man. Hanging in there, knowing he's going to get hit, but still making the big play down the field.
Trying to show their strength with the run on 4th down. And he'll run across the sidelines after the good gain. No problem for the offense there. They just took care of business.
When you practice these situations nowadays, you know you're going to go for it on 4th most of the time. 4th and 1, you feel very confident. You're ready to rock and roll, and they get the first down.
And the defense is all over the quarterback, and down he goes. He just terrorizes quarterbacks, his 30th career sack.
And that's an amazing number, 30 sacks, because a lot of guys get sacks early in their careers, and then coordinators figure it out and then start double-teaming them and sliding and chipping, and then their numbers come down. This guy, though, David, has never stopped.
And it's got to be consistently, Jesse. Like, you got to consistently play hard, play after play, because sometimes they get rid of the ball fast. Sometimes you can't get in the mix. But to get to the quarterback 30 times, very few people have done that. Guys out in the backfield now, it's not just run the ball downhill anymore. You got to be versatile. I got to be able to trust you in the pass game, and I got to be able to throw you the football, and you can do that right there. I know you're going to catch it, and I can depend on it.
That pass not close as he got drilled trying to deliver it, and it'll bring up 4th down.
And the quarterback gets hit again. We already know this defense has gotten home to him multiple times in this game. So here you are, you're trailing in the game. Defense knows you're going to throw it. They're pinning their ears back. You can't feel very confident right now if you're the play caller, and certainly if you're the quarterback, that you're going to have time to throw.
The incomplete pass ends a frustrating series, and they turn it over on downs.
Tell you what, it gets late in the football game, man. I got to start being aggressive. When I'm in a hole and the clock's running out, like, it's going to make me have to throw the football, be more aggressive, and this offense doesn't come through for their team, and now they're going to really need their defense to get some stops here in this football game in the 4th quarter.
They'll run it to keep the clock moving.
It's an offense that takes pride in being physical. They try to get it going on the ground, but no gain on that one.
Just nowhere to run, not a lot of wiggle room for the ball carrier.
This defense came in knowing that they had to match their physicality. Let's see if they can keep it up.
We've reached a 2-minute warning, and this offense will be quite content just to drain the rest of the time away. They got nothing on the last play. It's 2nd and 10. Wide receiver coming across in motion. Takes a handoff, and he's going right. And they'll stop him just short of the 1st down, just inches away from moving the sticks.
And there's nothing more frustrating than when you get late in the game and you know they're running the football and you don't stop them. It's been that kind of day for this defense. They haven't played well. They're going to have to go to the well. They're going to have to figure some things out. Practice this week, I can promise you, will not be a lot of fun with these coaches. You know, you start day 1 of training camp running your base runs. You need a few yards, you run these plays. You need a 1st down, you run these plays. You rep them over and over and over again. They're not sexy, they're not pretty, but in the end, they're effective, and they get you that new set of downs when you need them.
At this part of the field in the red zone, offensively, bringing all these tight ends in the game, you like to be more physical at the point of attack. That's why you're bringing the big bodies in, but they couldn't get it done up front, and as a result, it's a negative play.
Able to pick his way forward for a decent game before the defense gets him down.
And this is exactly where you want to be as an offensive coordinator. Like, when you've got the lead late in the football game, just run the football, eat the clock. Man, they put a good day together. They've had their way with this.
And into the end zone. Works his way to the 4-yard line, and they'll have it 1st and goal.
Well, I know this is an offensive line that has a ton of pride. They want to come out each and every game and really impose their will on the D-line. They got just enough push there on that run play to pick up the 1st.
He works his way all the way down to the 3, and the defense is reeling. Now the offense tries to punch it in on 2nd and goal. He'll run it to the right here and try to get it into the end zone. Touchdown, Bulldogs! And the beatdown has ensued. They've now extended that lead, and they're trying to hang on for a Week 12 victory.
Man, this has been a complete performance. The defense has been lights out, and the offense, obviously, just continues to pour it on. This is what you call having a great day. Putting it all together, offense, defense, complementary football.
About to kick it off after punching it in for the touchdown. Oh, he's going to take a chance and bring it out. Not nearly as much as he'd hoped when he brought it out of the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 15. Kentucky has it back, and the Big Blue offense takes the field. But this offense needs something to feel good about. It hasn't been very good. And he is snowed under, sacked at the 7.
the defense puts the exclamation point on the day. They have had a wonderful day, man, doing everything great. Just, you could tell they were dialed into what was going on, and now just throw another sack in the equation, hitting the quarterback, being disruptive. They've been all over the field.
When you know you have a team outclassed, the ability to play to that standard and finish with a blowout like this is really impressive.
And it's almost like playing against yourself, right? You know you're better. You know you're going to win the football game, but how do I continue to still execute? This was so easy. Great execution.